So speaking of taking us only a few minutes at a time, what if I could charge a Model S or an X for just a few minutes because it has a faster charge rate? Would that ever be a possibility?
Let's see it. According to Tesla, Tesla has now increased the Model S and X supercharging rate to 225 kilowatts. And Tim's not sharing his screen, but if he was, you would be able to see that this is apparently only the latest edition S and X, so like very recent. We're talking, weeks, if not just maybe a month or so. So it's not like all of them. But on the website, there's some updates that are going in there. This, right after they just updated the range for the Model S to now over 402 miles for an EPA estimate. And apparently software updates coming through, and it's gonna happen. So it's not quite the same as the Model 3, which gets 250-ish. But 225 is nothing to sneeze at. That's still, that will cut your road trip time down significantly. If you're in one of these cars and you are somewhere where there's a V3 charger, which there are loads of now. They're popping up everywhere. And so even one on my trip from San Diego to Phoenix that I go on every year. And so hopefully I'll get to try that out sometime soon. But good news all around. Now, the interesting thing is actually how they can do this with the current battery tech. So the question is there actually a new battery in these cars that, the battery day things keeps getting postponed? Maybe they've already done it. I don't know. But
no, did you see see that we have a date on that?
September something, right?
Yeah, like September 15th, I think.
And isn't that the same day that Lucid is unveiling their stuff?
I don't know, but that'd be awesome.
It's like right there, yeah, because Lucid
that'd be funny.
They just emailed me a while ago. I think it was a press release, but I think it was maybe 15th or 19th. I don't know. I don't remember the exact date, but it was like, but then when I saw the Tesla one, I'm like, okay. So
that's funny.
Anyways, 225 kilowatts. Tim, is this enough to make you see the light and buy a Model S finally?
Well, it helps because realistically, on most road trips when you're doing V2, you're going to top out at 150-ish, Last times I'm seeing like 145, 150 if I'm entering the station at a low state of charge. On my particular road trip, most of the time down to Florida, I don't quite hit, I might hit 1 V3 so far, but they are popping up a lot quicker. So that'd definitely be preferential. Yeah, that's getting there. That's closing the gap. So do you guys think, does this mean they might actually be having some of these S and X's, they might start shipping them relatively soon with like new battery packs and people don't even know it yet? And then at battery day, they're just like, oh, by the way, the ones that we've been shipping since summer, you can accept 350 kilowatts and they can actually go 500 miles, but we just didn't tell you. We just software limited it so you couldn't tell.
I would not be surprised. Elon is the kind of guy that likes to dunk on fools, and that would be the ultimate dunk on somebody right there. Like all these other companies announcing stuff for 2025 and yada yada, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way,
We've been doing this half of the year. Like half of our cars we made this year secretly. We didn't even need to tell you that they can do it because we're already underselling them like as is,
Well, I kind of feel like if they were going to do Battery Day originally in May, but they kept pushing it off because of, the situation we're all in right now, then I'm assuming that the technology was there, like they've got it ready to go. So would they just sit on it and wait, or would they go ahead and just like start implementing it into their cars,
My hunch.
What's the point in waiting?
That's right.
I'll go out on a limb and guess that the Model Y and maybe recent Model 3s already have some of these improvements in them. Those improvements may not actually lead to a net benefit for the customer, but maybe a bigger profit for Tesla. So meaning, the cost doesn't go down, the range doesn't go up, but it's cheaper for them to make. Maybe it could be something. I would not be shocked at all because if you think about it, the supply chain and the manufacturing changes, like updating your battery architecture is not something that is like a software update. You don't just push that out and it happens. Like there is a lot of pieces and physical hardware and things that have to change before you can really do that. Now, granted, there are minor changes in some cases, but in other cases it's not. So those things, just because COVID stopped the presentation of them, I don't imagine they'd want to go, okay, hey guys, I know we've been working on this for like 7 years, but let's just
Shelve it.
I don't think they would do that. So I would not be surprised if they come out and be like, oh, yeah, mic drop. By the way, it's way doper than you thought it was.
So there's going to be someone out there that misjudges and gets stuck on the side of the road, and then find out, oh, there was plenty of battery in there to handle that this whole time.
They just didn't want to unlock it for us yet.
Or they wind up calling up Tesla, and Tesla's like,
hold on.
just start driving again. You're good. Don't.
I actually wonder if we did that, because when I've taken my Model 3 out and driven it until it stopped twice, we got about 12 miles after we hit 0 in the car. After the car said 0 miles left, we got it's a lot. That's why in the second video doing it, you see me just go in the parking lot in circles 1,000 times.
Because it's hard to judge.
Well, because you don't want to I'm doing a video. I'm on public street, so I'm trying to be cautious and all that. I don't want to I don't want to run out of juice on the I-10, the freeway.
Right.
And be like, oh man, I'm putting people's lives in danger. Like, that's just not. It's not something
including
I want to
your
do.
own.
So we're like, all right, well, we're down to we're plus 6 miles. When is it going to run out? Let's just go the rest of it in the parking lot, So
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But let's remind people too, Tesla does have a history of shipping cars with features that they didn't tell anyone about. I mean, because Autopilot was that way. They had shipped a whole bunch of Autopilot cars, the original AP1, without people knowing it existed. And all of a sudden, one day you get a software update. It's like, hey, by the way, wasn't that one?
And I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that people woke up one morning with a software update that now your cars can drive itself.
I mean,
there was that situation where people were in one of the hurricanes down in Florida. They unlocked extra room in their batteries for them to drive out.
But those were cars that were software limit, shorter range Model 3s that had the same, or Model S's that had the 60 kilowatt battery pack, but it was really just a 75 software limited.
Yeah. I gotcha.
They also did it. Well, Ludicrous Plus was a software update.
Yep.
But it shipped with hardware, because the Ludicrous Plus hardware had the thicker fuses or whatever.
And now aren't they doing something with that? When Cheetah Mode came out, something. Okay, so my Model X has Ludicrous Plus, which used to be an Easter egg, but now is just in the driving mode settings. I can just hit the button, and then it has to heat up the battery, which can take an hour sometimes. It takes forever to do that, and the car sounds like it's gonna explode when it's doing it. It's just loud and making a weird buzzing noise. But given all that, there's still a thing called launch mode, which I didn't even know of. Of course, when I do the review of the Model S Performance Raven Edition, I think I'm doing the 0 to 60 as best I can by going into Ludicrous Plus, waiting for the battery to heat up. But no, there's this whole 12-step process that you have to go through, and eventually it'll say launch mode enabled, which I don't know, maybe unlocks a little bit more speed. Apparently that was easier as well. So I think, but actually shipping new hardware, I don't know if we've seen that. Yeah, but it could be. I would not be shocked at all. And the only thing that that feels weird about this is it's still less than the Model 3. So if you're a road tripper, or Model 3 and Model Y, so if you're road tripping a lot, it's still not going to be a better value for you, right? It's still not going to serve you as good as one of the other ones can. And those other ones, although the Model Y still is pretty expensive because it's the early days of it, those other ones will save you money in all kinds of ways. So, that's the only thing that's weird is if the Model S is the flagship car that they make, it should be the flagship in all categories. It should have, and it has them in almost all, except for charging. That's the one big thing that it doesn't have on any of the, it fails at.
Charging, and I think it should have it should have a heat pump where it's not, because right now the Y is the only one that's not taking as big of a range hit in cold weather. I feel like their S and X should have that right away too, just because it's
it'll be cool. Yeah, it sounds like an easy win, and it'll be cool to see when winter comes how the Model Y actually does, because with Tesla we have data going back a couple years now on all the different models across really the world, but mostly in the U.S. and Canada. So we could actually go back and see during certain times of year how not degradation, but how efficiency, it takes a massive hit. So it'll be really cool to see this winter, assuming the world doesn't end again before then. But, if we make it.
It will. Yeah. But, and just to be clear too, before we wrap this article up, that was about, how did it come about that we realized that they could accept faster rate? Was it a new like software update or something, or?
Yeah, I believe it was a software update that came out, and someone sent it to Electrek or something like that. And then that guy Green, Tesla hacker Green, posted something where he saw some stuff on it. I think there's an image there. So it's cool. Going out apparently, but I haven't looked since this article came out. But if you remember, and they link it in the Electrek article too, when Tesla launched V3 charging. They said that the Model 3 at the time could get 250 kilowatts, and the S and X could then accept 200. Well, like for a year after, more than a year after they announced that, still that's never been true. Even when I did a review of the the Performance Model S Raven, which Tesla gave me, the latest edition one. I went to the V3 charger in Vegas, and it definitely did not go above 150 kilowatts. And I did everything I knew what to do. Preconditioned the battery, got there with about 15%. No, just did not. So it just does not even go up to 200. Ironically, I post that video. This is I don't know why I'm surprised anymore, but everyone jumps all over me. See, no, you're wrong. Tesla posted a blog article 3 years ago. I'm like, I'm literally here with the car that Tesla gave me, and it doesn't work. So, go back home, crawl into your basement. But it'll be interesting to see it in real life. That's when I'll believe it. Because right now, it to me just still seems like a little bit of a fugazi thing.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this clip from our show. If that's just not enough for you and you want to watch the full episode, you can go to olfpod.com/YT.
And if you want more from us, you can consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll get early access to episodes. You can join our awesome community. You can actually watch us record live and get your name in the credits by going to olfpod.com/Patreon.
So thanks everyone for watching. Check back every Friday for new clips here and new episodes on the main channel.
Thanks, everybody.